Hey guys, welcome to the Art of Cooking. Today we're going to make green onion pancakes or scallion pancakes, or in Chinese they call it 葱油饼. You'll often find these scallion pancakes as a local street cuisine, aka street food. The one thing I'll say is that some places like to make them thin, crispy, and flaky, while others like to make them thick and fluffy. But today we're going to make the thick, flaky, crispy on the outside and the soft on the inside scallion pancakes. First thing you'll need is 4 cups or 480 grams of all-purpose flour, 2 cups or 470 milliliter warm water somewhere between 115 to 125 degrees Fahrenheit or 46 to 52 degrees Celsius. Add the warm water a little bit at a time over the dry flour. Lightly knead the dough just to combine it together to form a dough ball. Cover the dough ball with a wet towel and let it rest for 20 minutes. Let's chop the green onions. Here I have 8 sprigs, or 2 for each pancake. Make sure they are really thin slices, especially for the roots part. Dust your work surface with some flour. After 20 minutes, take the dough out and knead for about 3 to 5 minutes or until the dough is smooth. Sprinkle some flour on the dough as well to prevent it from sticking. By the way, bacon, eggs, and cheese with the green onions, it will make a banging combination. Or chili oil with toasted sesame seeds and garlic chive. Yeah, I think I'm getting a little carried away, but why not be imaginative and think outside the box? Once the dough is smooth, let it rest for about 20 to 30 minutes. After 20 to 30 minutes, dust the dough with some flour and roll the dough out. Make 4 equal proportional cuts. If you want to make it smaller, you can cut it into about 5 or 6. Sprinkle some flour on the dough and your rolling pin as well as your work surface. Lightly flatten the dough and roll it out. Here's a tip. Notice how the dough doesn't retract when I roll it out. That's because we let it rest the second time for 30 minutes. If you don't let it rest for 30 minutes, it'll be harder to roll out. The roll out dough should be roughly about 3 hands wide, side by side. Sprinkle approximately ½ teaspoon to 3/4 teaspoon of salt and spread it evenly. 1 to 1½ tablespoon of oil or lard. Lard will actually make the scallion pancake taste real good. Grab one side of the dough and flip it. This will spread the oil evenly. Sprinkle a handful of green onions, about 2 sprigs, and roll the dough up. Then tuck one side in and roll as if you're making a cinnamon bun. Now tuck the other end on the bottom of the dough. Sprinkle some more flour on top and on the bottom and lightly press it down. Then roll the dough out, this time a little bit thicker than the last one. Try to make it into a circle. The size should be about 2 hands side by side. Preheat the pan on medium heat. Add 1 teaspoon of oil. Use your hand to gauge the hotness. Add the green onion pancake in, and you should hear a tss sound. Cover with the lid and let it cook for 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, flip the pancake over and cover it with the lid again. Cook for another 2 minutes. After the 2 minutes, flip the pancake over and check the other side. Make sure both sides are evenly cooked. This side has less oil, so it will look like this. In order to make the outside crispy, we're going to brush it with a little bit more oil on both sides. Total cooking time is about 5 to 7 minutes on a medium heat. Here's a tip. Due to the humongous size of this pancake, you want to make sure to move the pan around. This will allow it to cook uniformly. Next, use a spatula or chopstick to fluff up the pancakes. Now it's time for the big question. Boiling water versus warm water. Does it matter which one to use? Yeah, a little bit. You see, adding boiling water directly to the flour, you actually denature the proteins. Some degree of the gluten can still be formed, but because cooked proteins aren't nearly as stretchy as raw ones, it's not as elastic as cold water dough, therefore easier to use. On the other hand, if you use warm water, gluten is formed through kneading, which makes the dough tighter and more elastic. This gives the pancake some chewy texture. Upon initial rolling, we want to roll the dough out to approximately 5mm thin. Rolling it thin will create multiple layers in the middle, thus the soft texture. That's why it's crucial we let the dough rest for 30 minutes before we roll it out. It's sort of like making pizza dough, but at a higher temperature. Therefore, in my opinion, I think it's better to use water around 120 Fahrenheit or 50 Celsius, as this cooks some of the dough, which makes it easier to handle, but at the same time it provides some elasticity. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.